We are live. Thank you for being here. If I could first get you all to take your clothes off and move to the right, we can get started with the live stream. There you go. I guess you didn't expect that, did you? Did you? Let me just go back out. Oh, it's a beautiful night in my world. Just got done watering the outdoor plants because my wife said her outdoor plants were croaking, dying, choking from lack of water. I did that. I did my husbandly duty today. I did a good job. I was a hero. Ooh. Let's see. Where are we at? How do I look on camera today? Do I look all right? You guys look like you're looking up my nose. Jack my camera up. There you go. Let's see if that turns out to be any better. The camera feels like it's tilting today. Well, we're not outside tonight. It's a beautiful night out. Should be outside, but I'm not. I'm inside because I'm doing some work. Good evening, Pat. How are you? I've been doing some work on the internet all day, off and on. How you feeling today, Patrick? Good to see you. Thank you for being here, my buddy. All right. I got the chat pulled up where I can actually read it. Ken is in the house. Good to see you. Doing good, Pat says. Nice, nice, nice. Did you pop out a bunch of kidney stones or are you still waiting on them? Drinking a lot of water with some cranberry juice. Well, that's good. It'll dilate eventually. It will dilate eventually. And those little things will just come up popping out. Come popping out like kaboomies. Is what they would do. Just saying. So, Ken, how are we tonight? Keith is in the house. Dennis, I was talking to him on Facebook. Dennis, how are you today? Dennis sent me one of the funniest, I don't know what you call them, Facebook reels that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I gotta admit, we all like to laugh and we like good, funny reels, but Dennis sent me one that's really badass. Later on tonight, if you want it, I'll send it to you guys. So, I am good. The only thing I ask tonight, before we get deep into our topic, whichever what that is that you all remove your clothes and move to the right. After everybody has taken their clothes off and they have moved to the right, we can get started. I have no clue what that means, but I heard it on TV today. Pat says, hello, Ken. I'll be right back. I got to go take my clothes off and move to the right. So, Annie's in the house. Annie, how are you? We always love people with the name Annie. Annie, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Being here. Thank you, Annie. I'm going to go pick up and take out Burger King. Burger King. Burger King. Have it your way. Or is that McDonald's? I don't know. I do like Burger King. Annie's asking, I am good. How are you? I am very good. I'm all right. Today's a good day. Feels good today. I got some accomplished. I feel like I'm well on my way to. Did you guys see my goal tonight? Did my goal? I did a new thing. It says see goal. I have not met my goal yet. Apparently, I can't send myself a super chat. I put out a goal, so I'm doing good. I have a financial goal to raise $5 million tonight in $100 increments. Hello, Annie. Let's see. I hate, do you get? You hate, do you get? I don't know what you mean by that, Annie. Please rephrase. Just rephrase this. All right, Keith is in the house. Did I see Tim is in the house? Good evening out there in the land of PH, Tim. How are you, my friend? What's going on in your world? What? No, not hate. Yes. You didn't hear that? It's all right. Which part? I talk really fast. So if you need clarification on something, feel free to say, hey, wait, what? If you're talking about getting naked and moving to the right, or talking about how I like Whoppers, Burger King over McDonald's, or something like that, or Pat needs to go pee really bad because he has kidney stones, I'm not for sure where we're at. We're not seeing the goal, really. I don't know how to use a goal. I see it, but that doesn't mean I know anything. I think it's up top. There's like a black thing with an arrow, bullseye, and a 0 for 10 goals. Galactic is in the house. It's 8 a.m. where Tim is. Well, of course it's 8 a.m. there. I wonder why you're not seeing it. I don't know. Am I seeing it? I see it on mine. It's on top of the chat. Does anybody else see the goal on my chat? Let me get back caught up. Ken has got me distracted, chasing down dragons. Galactic Gaming is in the house. The master, the leader, the man, the myth, the legend, the European poker champion of the world. I guess you can't be the European poker champion of the world, can you? You're the European poker champion of Europea. There you go. Good to see you, Rob. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing Burger King burgers, McDonald's fries, and chocolate chicks. Oh my God. I do like the Whopper. I don't like McDonald's hamburgers at all. I think they're gross and disgusting. I do think they have better French fries, but I like Brahms French fries. Maybe learn more. I don't know. I can show you what mine says. Let me move the camera. And you see it? Kind of at an angle. Right there. Now let me get back squared away. All right, look good. Gotta remember, I want to look good on the camera. Stink bug is in the house. I found it. Yay! Lovely entrance. You like that? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm all about pleasing my audience. The myths, the legends of my audience. You guys are becoming greater every time you come here. Your greatness abounds the universe when you're here. Ken says, I found it. Stinky Bug is in the house, says, hello, everybody. How are you? No worries, I found it. That's great. Remember, my goal. Let's see if we can meet the goal of raising $5 million in one night. I haven't been able to raise it in many thousands of years, so I doubt if I can do it in one night. White hat today? Yes, I switched out hats. I still got the same shirt on as the morning when I did my morning live stream because if I keep switching shirts for every live stream, then I got a lot of laundry to do. And I have already tons and tons of laundry to do because my wife wears like 5 different outfits in one day. So I'm always doing her laundry. So I try to spare my shirts. So, there you go. But yeah, I changed up the hat. I got the white hat today. I got a really cool tan hat I want to wear. I just haven't decided which shirts I'm going to wear with this really nice tan hat that I have. And then, of course, I got all my other hats that I'll try to cycle in. It's just the mere fact that my white hat is still white. I like wearing it. I need to do laundry tomorrow. Well, it's always good to do laundry tomorrow. So tomorrow, plan to do laundry tomorrow. And look, my wife kind of has a philosophy that if you run out of clothes, you just go buy more. No, she's not that bad. I pick on her. We do a lot of laundry. Well, I don't know. It depends on your shoes and your shorts. So, for instance, Tim, I don't wear the tan hat when I'm wearing all blue because I think that's inappropriate. I don't think that works with my tan hats. Now, if it's a straw hat, maybe you can get away with that, like a straw fedora versus a stingy brim. And it also depends on the color of tan. But if you're wearing a blue or a green or a yellow shirt and you got tan shorts, khaki shorts, and things, then you can get away with it easily. So, I try to work within, the scope of not looking too much like an old fat guy. But tan is pretty universal. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I have a kind of an off-white hat that you guys have all seen. I don't know where it is. That goes pretty much with everything because it's kind of off-white and it has a black band on it, and that kind of goes with this one. So, but how are everybody doing tonight? What problems in the world are you having today? I am your internet life coach, and as Dennis says, your internet death coach. So, one thing that has happened, which I think is good, I think this is good. On my live stream right now, as I see all of you wonderful, highly intelligent, godly gifted, good-looking people out there, you're no longer blue. Your names are no longer blue. I really like what YouTube has done. I hope they keep this. So everybody that was blue is turned white. Not gray, but white. And you get a little blue badge next to your name, which is easier for me to read your name in the white versus the blue. So it's very helpful to me, actually. So right now, Tim, you're in white and you got a blue shield outside of your name. That what shows you as a moderator. Very cool. But on the computer, it doesn't show that. He's talking about me. It's always about you, my friend. It is. I'm still blue on my name. But you're not on my phone. On my phone, see right here? You're not. Nobody's blue here. On my desktop, you're blue. On my iPad, you're blue. So on devices that you watch the live stream on, everybody's blue. But on my live stream, you're white. White privilege, I love it. That Dennis, I'm telling you, that was one of the funniest clips and reels that you sent me earlier that I have seen in a long time. I'm gonna have to share that out with some others later. And I gotta mean it. It was, I laughed so freaking hard. It was unbelievable. It was a really good. If you guys want me to send you this reel that Dennis sent me, I mean, you're gonna laugh your asses off. Just let me know and I'll send it to you. Yes, you still have the shield, but you're white, okay? So the shield is blue, but your name is white on my phone. I like it. I think it's good. I prefer on my phone to be white. You know why? Because look, I wear a lot of blue. My background's blue. Sometimes it's hard to see the chat because the blue is soft and it blends into the background on my phone. Do you? All right, so are you on a phone? That's a great question. Who's all on a phone? If you're looking at your phone, are the names white or are they blue on your phone? On my phone, they're white. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yes, on the phone, it's changed. Okay, nice. Both. All right, good. All right. I think it's great. But also, everybody that's out there, I want to tell you a secret. I have no problem sucking up to YouTube. YouTube, you are my Lord and Master. I am your bitch. All right? Promote me, grow me, make me money, YouTube. The chat doesn't need to be color coordinated. I know. I know. But to be honest, the blue doesn't work for me. That's why I have so much problem. See, I can read y'all's names in the chat on my phone this far away now. Usually I got to be a lot closer on the phone because I can't read the damn blue. The blue color doesn't work for me. So everybody say, yay for me, And I guess nobody wants Dennis is funny. All right, fine. If you don't want Dennis is funny, Remember, we are doing a goal tonight of $5 million. Working on remembering how to make my scroll work at the end of my live stream. Not going well. Explain yourself. Maybe I'll give you advice. I usually charge for advice, but and this time I will consider giving it to you for free. Just saying. Man, exciting. Oh, here's another funny. I told you the other day how much I hate patio furniture that looks like fake wicker. Hate it. We have some, after 3 or 4 years, it deteriorates, it looks like shit. I like the plastic stuff really well, or the metal, the hard stuff, the solid stuff. I bought a new, like Rubbermaid type bench. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not Rubbermaid brand, from Sam's Club. Love it, works great. We bought another one here recently. I ordered it, it came in. I knew it was missing parts because both of the ends of the boxes were wide open. So I put in a request to get a refund, send it back. Well, the next morning I got a new bench. Well, I got another new bench today. I don't know if this bench that just came today is the replacement for the bench that I returned on Monday, or if the bench that I got on Monday is, because I got a bench on Monday too. So I sent one back on Monday and got one on Monday, because on Sunday I went online and said I need to return this bench. Well, the next morning I got a new bench. I don't know what's going on. And it's not bitch, it's bench. Just saying. If you ever watch the end, you will see an outro that has a scroll of everyone who participated in the chat. Okay, be right back. Got to take the meds. All right. The only advice I can give is I don't give advice. There you go. Best advice ever. I give advice. I prefer to give bad advice, because when I give bad advice, it makes me feel good. Just saying. You know, just saying. Yeah, I don't know, Ken, what you're talking about. In my YouTube world, it doesn't do that. And then again, I don't really care. So, Keith is back in the house. Keith, did you improve your YouTube channel after my advice, is what I'm asking you. Have you made changes? Have you been working on that and doing better? Ken says, well, you know what? I am back. Well, good, good. Yes, sir. Yes, outstanding. I talk about you quite a bit, Keith. I hope you don't mind. I reference our conversation in my morning live streams. Steve is in the house. Hi, I'm Skylar. Skylar. Which Skylar are you, Steve? Tell me about yourself, because there's a very famous person named Skylar. Then there's some people that are not famous named Skylar. But I'm going to assume that you're probably a youngster. Let me know. Oh, my goodness gracious, great balls of holy fire. It was a beautiful day here. It didn't get above 90 degrees. Yesterday was 101, 102. So not a bad day here in my part of the world. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Did I say that yet? Make sure you super chat us, thumbs up us. Yes, I am a kid. I figured that, Skylar, because usually there's only, well, I better be careful what I say here, but usually young people are named that. So welcome in. Thank you for liking, subscribing on probably your dad's channel. You know, now, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think young people should go on to their mom and dad's YouTube channel and play on YouTube? Do we think that's a good thing or a bad thing? If you had children at home and you had a YouTube channel or name or whatever account, I don't know what this is, would you be okay with your kids surfing the YouTube world with your name on it? Would you? Or would you go, maybe I don't want you to do that because I don't know where you're going to wind up. I don't know what you're going to say to somebody. I don't know how much trouble you're going to get me in with your mama. You know? So. Today's 70 degrees and 49% humidity. That's not too bad. It was nice. When I got up this morning and did my morning live stream, I almost thought it was fall weather out. Ken votes no, no, and no. Well, and I don't know. I don't have kids. You know, I think kids all kind of smell funny. And kids always want money or food. You know, they want to be entertained. They want to go places. So I don't know, man, you know. Well, child account, of course, yes. I know, like, Craig was telling me that in Australia, they've restricted it to 16 and below. I mean, 16 and older. You can't have social media accounts in Australia unless you're older than 16. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't have a problem with it, but I don't have kids. So I really don't have a dog in the fight. Should we put age limitations on things? How about age verification? I love this. Big John says, hello, good to see you. Everybody said hello to John. I think it is supposed to be that way here, but the kids are super smart and get around it. Is it? I don't know. Here's something I think is funny. I watch a lot of First Amendment auditors, Second Amendment people, Fourth Amendment people. And I saw the other day this guy who was a journalist got his rights violated. And the police came and raided his house for public speaking, took all of his guns away. They lost in court. The police lost in court. So the court ordered the police to give him back his guns. And of course, they're dragging their feet because they're pissed because they lost. So he goes up and gets his guns, and he's with the guy who's running for governor in Florida. So this is a big deal in the state of Florida. So the guy who's running for election in Florida as the governor goes with them. And it's really funny because they're making him fill out page after page and page of information. And he pulls this one out, and it says, in order to get his guns back, he has to check, one, that he is a legal citizen of the United States. Two, that he is not a felon. He is a resident. He is, you know, and he looks at this lady. He's like, hey, these are the things that should be required to vote, not to get my own guns back. Just thought that was funny. John, how are you? Good evening. It's 84 where Tim is. 83%. Ooh, that's a little humid. Making it feel like it's 94 at 8:20 a.m. All right. You guys been getting a lot of rain over there in the Philippines, Tim? 84 and 83. So what is that, 169? You know, is that what that means? It really was a nice day here. If I would have been a hardworking, enthusiastic young man, because I'm not, instead of screwing around on the internet all day, I would have got out into my garage, finished building that stupid cabinet, get all the stuff cleared out of the way where the cabinet's going to go, put the cabinet in place, and then re-put everything back in the cabinet. But I didn't. So you know what I'm hoping? I know my wife is probably not watching yet. My wife isn't spying on us yet. I'm hoping I can convince my wife to do it on Sunday. On her day off, I'm hoping I can convince her to do all the hard work. A lot of work. But, you know, maybe I can get the wife to do it. That's what wives are for, right? Aren't wives there to do the things we don't want to do? But she's working, doing good at work. What can I complain about? John, what's going on with you? How's the girlfriend in the Philippines, John? I hope she's doing well. Stink Bug is in town. He was looking, he's got girlfriend, Filipina drama too. Having work done this weekend so I don't have to leaking in my relaxation area. All right. So what do you got a leak in your apartment? Well, she's doing pretty good. You know, what I told her was, I'm happy for her. I'm very educational based. I like everybody to be educated, whether it's just knowing how to lick a toad's butt or how to fly a rocket ship. I don't care as long as you're educated. She's doing really well. It's fun and exciting because she's starting to get tired and she's starting to have to use her brain. And she's running into a lot of things come very easy for my wife. My wife is very smart. Obviously, she married me. So, I mean, she was smart enough to figure that out pretty quick. But she really catches on very, very fast, especially when it comes to numbers, logic, and stuff like that. She really does. But now she's running into some things that are causing her to, work at it, to struggle at it a little bit, which I think is great. She did buy a nice new laptop for school. I told her to, look, instead of coming to my desktop and trying to use my old desktop for your schoolwork, get yourself a good laptop, and she did, and that can be your dedicated laptop for schoolwork. So she did, and she's using it like that. But now she's getting ready to download Office. So we're getting ready to purchase the Office suite for her because she's at that point now where she needs to start creating workflows. So, and Office will do that. It was leaking faster than I can empty the buckets. Wow. Well, then what you do, Tim, then what you do is you get you and you know this, you get you a chair, you put the bucket on the chair, you get a hose, you drill a hole in the bucket, you stick the hose in the bucket, and you run the bucket out the window. The chair just has to be higher than the window or the door. And then you don't ever got to worry about it. It can leak all day long. You can just leak, leak, leak. But she's doing good. I'm happy for her. We're going to try to go to this outdoor Barrio Festival this Saturday at the Harley Davidson motorcycle shop. We're not going to stay super long. I don't know if I'll go live or video things. It depends on how it looks. So we're supposed to do that Saturday. Then I think she's having some friends come over, which usually is funny because now we don't have any friends. Are going to come over and I guess they're going to eat Filipino food. But only a couple of people are coming over Saturday afternoon. And they're making lumpia and pancit. The chairs floated away. There you go. You got to anchor them to the concrete. You got to get one of those concrete guns and drill holes in the legs and mount the chair to the concrete. Famous last words, I don't know if I'm going live. Translated. No, not really. Not necessarily for me, to be honest. I'll get the vibe of the place. If it's one, I got a feeling it's going to be too noisy. So it's an outdoor venue at a Harley shop, and they got like a big stage. I got a feeling it's going to be too much music and too loud. So I don't think going live is going to be possible just under my thought of what this is going to be. So I might just take some video of it. But then again, if it's stupid, I won't even do that. I'll let Lorelai take videos and put on her Facebook Reels account. Ding is in the house. It's finished tiles. That's all right. Put some blue painter's tape and drill through the tile, man. Or use some super glue. Thumbs up done. Thank you all for that. Thumbs up. Hello to all. Ding says, good to see you, my friend. How are you? No, I understand. But the logic is this event's outdoors. I think they're going to be playing music. And they're going to have food trucks, that type of outdoor thing. So I don't think it'd be quiet enough and big enough area not to be intrusive to do a live stream there. And it's going to be, I don't know, so we'll see. And but if Lorelai wants to make some stuff on her Facebook Reels, I'm okay with that. Well, she can do that. But unlucky for the rest of the world, Ken will be alive in 32 minutes. Grayson Reed says, hello. Good to see you all. Good to see you all, Ken. So, Grayson, how are you today? Thank you for being here. I love those glasses. Outstanding looking glasses you have. But they're going to have some food and food trucks and all of that good stuff. And Harley Davidson motorcycles. So we'll have to see. You know, well, you plugged yourself, Ken. You plugged yourself. So, Grayson, where are you from? How are you? What's going on in your world? Ding, how are things going in your world? What's going on? Is there anything we can help solve your problems of the world? No way, yes way. I'm good, nothing, all right. So Grayson must be a youngster. I'm getting the feeling. Yep, all right, take care, Grayson. I figured Grayson was a youngster. One of our young people that pop in and go, is this a live stream about Botox? No, not Botox. What is that? That thing they play that got sued for child bad things? Robots? Robot Wars? Now, Robot Wars is cool. That's BattleBots. There's something going on with all the little kids like to do that's something about robots, but apparently it has a lot of groomers in it. And they're being sued, I guess, a class action lawsuit, because this virtual website for the little kids weren't protecting the little kids from the bad men. Is that what it is? Roblox? All right, yeah. You know, something like that. I don't know what it is. So are you on there, Ken? Is that what you're saying, that you know it very well? Ken? You're not one of those old men on there playing with those children, are you? Because I did see a big thing about the class action lawsuit against them, because they were not protecting, and I don't know how you would, to be honest. But I've never been on the platform. It doesn't interest me. So I don't have a clue how you would protect them. But apparently they're being sued for not protecting the young people. Ding says, having breakfast, preparing to go to work. All right, 2 questions. What are you having for breakfast? And how are you going to get out of working hard today? You should always have a plan when you're going to go work for the day. I got to act like I'm going to work hard. I'm going to act like I'm working hard. So how are you going to do that so you don't actually have to work hard? You know, one of the additives you always used to say, to work hard, all you got to do is look busy. Carry a notebook in your hand, a clipboard, walk around, just kind of, you know, do your thing. Just stay kind of out of people's ways, but carry something in your hands and people will think you're always busy. See, I got a pen in my hand, so I'm busy. But carry a notebook, a clipboard as you go along. You know, people will think you're busy. Well, Tim, you're right. Promote the event at the Harley-Davidson motorcycle shop and they will give you a new Harley for free. Yeah. One, I hate to be this way, but I really don't like Harley-Davidsons. Now, they'd give me one, I would take it and sell it. I mean, like that. But I'm not a Harley guy. If I was going that route again, if I was going the Harley route, I would go with an Indian motorcycle. But if I was ever going to buy another motorcycle again, I would be buying a Honda Goldwing Trike is what I would buy. You work 2 jobs, so you stay doubly busy. So you got one clipboard for one job and another clipboard for another job. You know, the other thing is to fidget with your hat and do this a lot. You know? Just look busy. Don't smile. Never smile at work. If you're smiling at work, they're going to give you more work. They're going to go, holy crap and butt farts, there's a happy employee. Let's go give them a whole lot more shit to do. Just telling you, never smile at work. Don't let them catch you smiling. Don't let them catch you thinking it's fun to be here. Worst thing you do is your job. But yeah, the Harley place, you know, I don't know. I'm just not a Harley fan. Harley makes strikes. They do, but I'm not a Harley fan. I think, one, I'm trying to be very politically correct. I think the brand is low quality. 2, it's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a Dallas, I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan just because I know who they are. I don't want to be a part of a community. So I don't buy something, to be a part of a community. That's my weird thing. So I don't want to be a part of the Harley family. I just don't. I'm going to be a receptionist in the morning, and I'm going to be a therapist in the afternoon. Personally, that sounds fun. You got both sides of the coin. The people that you're going to be a receptionist to are going to need therapy in the afternoon. Is that what you're saying? Because I would look at it as this way. If I had the opportunity to be a receptionist where I met and greeted a whole bunch of people, I would try to drive them crazy so they'd come back and become my patient later and give me money. I'm just saying. That's probably not a good thing to do. But, ever thought about that? You make your own customers that way, right? You make your own customers. But that is a lot of work, so I'm very proud of you for doing that. Some of us really don't do anything in life except for complain, which is what I do, and talk shit about stuff. But yeah, I'm just not a Harley fan. I'm just not. It's just not like I'm not a Camaro fan. I don't want to be a BM. I'm just not into. I think Harley Davidson doesn't make a good product. One, I don't think they've ever made a great product. Two, I do think their products used to be cool looking, but now I don't think they're cool looking or good. I like the old style of the Indian motorcycles, but I like the technology of the new Honda trikes. Badass. Then again, you're pushing $50,000 for a new Honda Goldwing trike. That's more than I make in 10 years. I'm going to go to a wellness center by the Philippines retirement. Really? That's really cool, man. I'm going to go to a wellness seminar by the Philippines retirement. That's outstanding. Wow. I like that the Philippines Retirement Authority is doing something like that. I think, and they're inviting obviously non-Filipinos or Filipinos to it, right? I think that's smart. You help the people that are bringing money into your country, giving it a financial boost, you help them integrate and to be well so that they live longer and spend more money in their country. Grayson says, what's the football thing in the back? The football thing in the back. Well, that football thing in the back is a football. It's an Arkansas Razorback football, signed by the 1986 national champion Arkansas Razorback football team that I played on. So that's what that is. John says, hello, everybody, I'm still here. Well, hello, Tim. What does everyone have a shield? Because they are knights of the PAC table. They are knights of the PAC table. Have you ever heard of King Arthur and King Arthur's Round Table? Well, we have a very similar thing. And all the blue shields are knights of the PAC table, which means they've donated $10,000 each to me. Just saying. It's for the SRRV card holders. Okay. So it's already for existing card holders, not like drumming up new business, but helping with the people that are, okay. I think that's cool, Tim. Tim says, hello, ding, hello to you. Oh, cool, whoa, that's a lot. It is a lot, it is a lot. But for you today, I can make the exception and give you a shield for $9,999.99. I can discount it 1 penny for you today because it's Wednesday. Really? Shit's getting deep again. Where? Yeah, are you having plumbing issues, John? I know a good plumbing company. They seem really nice. I got a card for them somewhere. Let's see. Now, I don't know if they travel. You're far north. Here, look. See? Plumbing company. Shout out to them. They're really nice guys. I know it's backwards. SWM Plumbing. They should just put an I in there and call it Swim Plumbing. But if you need a plumber, man, I can hook you up. Hook you up, buddy. Then we are like the Knights Templar, but no sword fighting allowed. Man, that's a bummer. No sword fight. No sword fighting allowed. The Knight Templars just killed people. I don't know. Did they actually ever have any real battles, or did when they turned evil, did they just go around slaughtering people? Because I get the impression they really didn't have any war. They didn't have any real battles. They just went in and killing everybody. But yes, the Knights Templar, but we're nice. We're not bad people. Or at least I'm not. Everybody else could be. Maybe Pat's bad. Pat had to go get a Whopper. He had to go get the family burger. Burger King's expensive, by the way. So that's what the Shield is all about. And John is having plumbing issues. If anybody knows a plumber, message John. We had plumbing issues. That's why. Oh, can I tell you my insurance drama? Oh, God. All right. So here's a follow-up after my insurance water leak bullshit, blah, blah, blah. So the other day I got a thing in the mail from my mortgage company saying, hey, you owe us $2,000. You have a shortfall in your equity fund. Is that the wrong word? You know how my brains malfunction? Escrow account. I'm like, oh, you got a $2,000 shortfall in your escrow account. I'm like, what? I call them up and say, how can I have a shortfall in my escrow account? That doesn't make any sense. Well, your insurance went up. And I'm like, because we had a water leak. So I called the insurance company and they said, yeah, it went up. And I'm like, okay, so let me do the math. I paid $1,000 deductible. My insurance went up for the year for $2,000. And it's going to make me have 5 years of increased premiums without any claims, and then my insurance will go back. So I did the math and I went, well, shit, I should have just paid it out of my own pocket and not contacted you. And the lady's like, well, that's a good point. I should have just paid the damn bill myself. Swim plumbing sounds like they are late to the game. I know. Or swimming in poop plumbing. How's that? We are the poop swimmers. The poopy swimmers. I got a bird eyeballing me, guys. Outside my window, there's a bird and he's eyeballing me. I mean, eyeballing me. I'm not liking it. That bird and I are going to have a problem. So I found that interesting. So I did get some things adjusted, made some adjustments, got the bill paid. But $2,000. Not only did I pay $1,000 out of pocket for the deductible, they jacked me up $2,000 right now. Definitely full of it. Who? Who's full of it? Tim? Tim's not full of it. No, Tim's not full of it. John, come on now. Says, I keep doing this to myself. What do you keep doing to yourself? Now look, Keith, if you're having a problem with things that you do to yourself, maybe you need to talk to Ding and get some therapy later in the day. I mean, if you're doing things to yourself that you shouldn't be doing to yourself all the time, maybe Ding, the therapist, could give you some therapy. Me? John says, me? Dave, what? Are you man? John, tell me one thing that I've lied about. That's what I thought. You can't name it. There you go. See, I'm the most honest person on the internet there is. Remember, everything that's on the internet is true. You fell off your bike and hurt yourself today. All right. Well, yeah, that should be something you should try not to repeat, right? I used to tell my elderly grandmother when she would fall down, it'd be a really good thing if you didn't fall down. So we should work on not falling down. And there was a point in time in my life when I kept falling down. I kept passing out due to heart failure. So I kind of get it. Just keep your hands off of it. Or put heat, you know, the stuff that we used to use in football, you know, the heat, you know, stuff, just put that on your hands, or hot peppers or something, and you'll learn your lesson. Show the bird your plate with a knife and fork, and the bird, ooh, that's a good plan. Hey, look here, little birdie, I'll chop you up and eat you. John says, you know, I don't know where to start. With John, are you talking about the problem Keith was having? You don't know how to do that? You don't know how to start doing that? It might be a little late in the game for you not to know how to do the thing that Keith seemed to be having problems with. Just saying. Yes, Keith is right. I should not fall down. Hello, Big John. Tim says, good to see you, John. Keith says, John, it's good to see you. Hiya, Tim and Keith. Good to have you here. Somebody needs to keep this old guy straight and narrow. Well, it's kind of what it sounded like, you know. But then again, you got to remember, fat bottom girls ride bicycles too. So it could have been many things. You could have been riding around. Are you being distracted on your bicycle? You know, because around here it's a gigantic bicycling community. Mountain biking, we have, to be honest, in my region of the world, we have one of the top 7 mountain biking communities in the nation. Believe that? We do it right here. They spent millions of dollars in I can't mountain bike, but I do have a bicycle. I have an e-bicycle. We have a very, very, very large bicycling community here. And sometimes it's the fat bottom girls riding the bicycles. And that's kind of scary. Tim, tell the bird you know how to cook. Yes! Come here, you little flea bag. Sadly, the birds are robbing, and you know there's not very much food on that. No, what you like? What did I lie about? Look, you know, there's my wife. Everybody say hello to my beautiful, intelligent, highly smart wife because she married me. I told them all earlier today, Lorelai, how smart you were because you married me. So everybody say hello to Mrs. PAC. Lorelai is in the house. She's in the yellow. So say hi to her. Keith says, I live in Florida, and I was paying attention to a black bear on the road the other day, and I wasn't paying attention, and I fell and hit my head. Well, at least you didn't fall down and have the black bear eat you. So at least the black bear didn't eat you. Did you see the video about the black bear that was trapped on the power pole and the power lines? Just saying, it could have been worse. Tim says, hello, Lorelai, good to see you. Yes, I am smart. I married you not to drain my, what? I married you not to drain my own wallet. There you go. How are you doing, Tim? Good to see you. Yes, Keith says, yes, it's really good that the black bear didn't come over and eat me. It is good. Patrick says, I am back from Burger King, and I got everybody Whoppers to go around. Pat, say hello to Lorelai. She's in the house. Dennis says, hola, Mrs. LV. Good to see you. Hola, Mrs. LV. Woo. She's the PAC arm candy. She's the arm candy of the PAC. Hello, Brother Keith. Good to see you. Patrick likes it and says, yes, I will be giving everybody Whoppers shortly. Hello, Dennis. How many arm candies do you have now, Dennis? Are you doing, the real question, Lorelai, is Dennis doing Mexican arm candy, or is he doing Venezuela's arm candy or Colombian arm candy? So which flavor of arm candy is he participating in? Guys, it's good to see you, Lorelai. How are you? Tim, Mrs. Back, I am good today, and thank you for asking. Except for Tim is having a flood in his house. He's leaking in his house. Hello, Big John. Good to see you, brother. John Patrick, I want you to straighten Big John out. Because John was trying to indicate, for some strange reason, that I might not be very truthful on my channel, on my live stream, right now, right here. Pat says, good to see you, Dennis. Tim, I'm taking a break to check all my work. I'll be back. Yeah, Lorelai only gets like a 15-minute break. So she comes in and spies on us. Make sure that all of you guys and girls are behaving out there. Thank you all for being a member, subscribing to the channel, giving us a thumbs up, giving us a big shout out. Like I told him, Lorelai might do a little video on our Facebook thing Saturday for the Barangay Festival at the Harley-Davidson Motorcycle Shop. Good to see you, Tim, from Patrick. Yes, Tim, I got you a Whopper and McDonald's French fries. What does the LC mean, Dennis? LC, where did Dennis go? I miss Dennis? Dennis, did I miss something LC said? Or Dennis said? Where is Dennis? It's not LC, it's LV. LV. And you know what LV stands for, young lady. Don't play dumb. Dennis isn't buying you an LV. You know, don't play dumb and coy. Go, no, Dennis, what do you mean by that? Tim says, hello, Dennis. Good to see you. Hello, Lorelai from John. Ken says, Filipina America, you're going to be live in the morning. Maybe, more than likely. Yes, I'm trying to get through one of my new books. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. If I wake up in the morning and I feel like a big pile of dog crap, then no. But if I wake up and feel normal, then, which is like a small pile of dog crap, then probably. I think the outdoor is walking like vendor. I think that's outdoor like walk. What the hell are you talking about? Like vendor. I think that's outdoor walking like, oh, the Barangay. Yes. The Barangay Festival is more like an outdoor thing. The LC is arm candy. Dennis has a new thing. Sorry, I must have missed that, Dennis. Thank you for redropping it. Dennis has come up with a brand new, it's not really an acronym, is it? Because acronym is supposed to have 3 or more letters, if I remember the definition of acronym right. But LC means leg candy. Sexy legs. Yes, leg candy. Lots and lots of leg candy during the summer months. Sounds good. I would try to be there. Thank you, Ken. I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, more than likely I'm going to. I just, you know, I'm enjoying doing my morning live streams where I go over how to take old school business models and transfer them into a modern social media so that we can all become social media giants and empire builders. I'm enjoying that because I was going to do it anyway, and now you people have to listen to me do it. Try to be there on my arms and legs. Oh, yes. See, I was looking at it a different way. So, okay, Dennis, now look, I want you to think about it differently. You're saying arm candy and girls on your legs, like maybe sitting on your lap. Wouldn't that be lap candy, LP? I was thinking leg candy would be girls with really sexy legs, right? Because that would make more sense. Because how would they be on your legs if you're walking? They couldn't be on your legs. So it would have to be lap candy. All right, so let's get on the same team, Dennis. Galactic Gaming is in the house. Galactic, say hello to Lorelai. She's in the house. Tim said he's going to give you 10 million. Woohoo! Holy shit and butt farts. Woohoo! Even if it's pesos, we will take it. We will take it. Well, Galactic Gaming's already promised that when he becomes the poker champion of the world, he's going to take care of Lorelai and I. Hi, Rob, what's up, man? I'll take the 5 million instead. I'll give you a break. You don't have to give us 10, just give us 5. There you go. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to build a social media empire, and I won't need all of y'all's money. You know, I'm going to do it on my own, baby. Do it on my own. By the way, this live stream could be brought to you by your business, such as Brisk Lipton Iced Tea. Lorelai will take the 5. David will take the other 5 is what she's indicating. Okay, I'm good with that. Because I was just going to take Lorelai's 5. You know. Galactic, I will give back 10 million if you give me the 15 million to begin with. Tim, I think that's a really good deal. And I think it's a really good offer. And I think Rob should really think hard about that because, you know, that really makes smart business. I mean, I can see it. That's pretty brilliant. So, Rob, I think you ought to follow Tim's recommendations. Remember, he's older than us. He's been there, done that, and he's a wise man. So let's do what Tim says. Big John says, I will settle for $2. $2? 2 arm candies, leg candies, lap candies, 2 million. I know what you mean. Well, John, to be honest, I'd settle for $10. You know, remember, my goal is to buy Lorelai, my Filipino wife, a house, and every dollar counts. So I'll take anything. I'm not selfish and greedy. Deal! Lorelai says, drop the hammer, make it happen, get that certified check over to Tim. You know, 2 pesos, all of it. John says, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. $2, 2 arm candies, 2 anything. I'll just take it. I don't know what that is. Popcorn? Is that popcorn, Lorelai? Are you throwing out popcorn? I don't understand. Why would popcorn have eyeballs? I don't know what your icon is, Lorelai. Is it a dog? Or 2? 2 eyeballs? I don't know what that is. I can't tell what it is. Sorry. But I will promise you this. Anybody who donated $1 million to us, I promise you absolutely 100%, with all honesty and appreciation, I will be more than happy to give you a photo of me topless. And I don't think you can beat that. Looks like a fresh Cracker Jack, I think Tim is saying. It looks like the only popcorn I can buy. Oh, I like Cracker Jacks. They're a little sweet the older we get. But remember when we were kids, we buy Cracker Jacks for pennies, and then you get a little prize inside. Do they still give out prizes in Cracker Jack boxes? Do they even make Cracker Jacks? Or did it become politically incorrect to have a little sailor boy on a product selling popcorn? All right, Lorelai says, all right, everybody, my 15 minutes are over. I have to go back to work and earn a living to support David now. There you go. Somebody has to do it. Lorelai, enjoy your work. Enjoy. Have fun. Be nice to everybody at work. We will talk to you later. Everybody say goodbye to Lorelai. Goodbye, Lorelai. Good night, Lorelai. That's the Waltons, right? Good night, bye. Good night. What was that girl's name on there? Wasn't one of the girls' name like Lori or Lori or something on the Waltons? Remember? Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Lori or some shit. I don't know. See you soon. I can't promise to be nice. I know that. Red Bull Princess is in the house. Good evening. How are you? How are things in your part of the world? We were having a good night here. I hope you're having a good day where you're at. So far, so good. We've been pledged $15 million already tonight. We were only trying to raise $5 million, and we've already been promised $15 million. So we're having a very good day, Red Bull. How are you doing? How are things in your world? Tell us about what's going on. Remember, we are here for you. Big John says, Tim says, I haven't had any in probably 55 years. I haven't either, and I'm not even 55 years old. Big John is saying, hello, princess. How are you tonight, princess? Tim says, Red Bull, good to see you. How are you? This is a no bull station. There will never be any BS on this YouTube channel at all, ever and ever. But Princess, we're glad you're here. Thank you for doing it. It's always nice to have people that's normal, polite, courteous, professional, well-behaved, well-mannered on the live streams. It brings light to our immaturity and all of that other stuff that we do. So, yes, outstanding. Thank you. So we appreciate you being here along with Lorelai, the wife. Thank you all for the thumbs up. John says it's getting deep again. What is going on with your plumbing, John? Man, John is having plumbing issues. This is getting deep again. Well, Tim told you that he's having water leak problems too. PAC, put your arms up in the air. Like this? All I don't know why I did that, Tim, but I did it for you, my friend. Big John, it's you. It's you, says Big John. It's you, Big John says. Big John says, it's you, Big John says. I don't know. John, you know you love me. Everybody loves me. You know, it'd be boring without me. But I'm sorry. Who's this? Somebody walking in front of my house. Don't make my dog bark. I'll cut your little titty shoes off. You keep walking. Don't be pooing in my yard. People walking by my house with their doggies trying to poo in my yard. Save the jewelry. It's getting deep in the chat. I know. I'm the only one keeping it real. That's one thing I have found over the many thousands of years of me being alive. I'm the only human being that doesn't ever tell a lie, that never fabricates any BS. I keep it real on the low and down and real and high and low. I keep it the way it is. Right on, Tim. Right on. John likes it. Oh, my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. What is everybody going to do for the weekend or the rest of the week? Anybody have a clue what you're up to? I need to work in the garage. I just don't want to work in the garage. Does anybody want to come to my house and do some work for me for free? If I could pay you, I would, but I can't, so I won't. So John says, it's all in good nudie fun. It is. It is. I can't help it. If you can't have fun in life, man, then you must, work for the government. Or you must go to church. Churches tell you can't have fun. At least, and sometimes YouTube says you can't have fun. You got to be careful about how much fun you have on YouTube. And Facebook. Facebook's really bad about telling you can't have very much fun. And the other ones, I think the butter has slipped off of your rice. The good thing is I don't like rice. So getting the butter off of my rice is good because that makes my butter even better. Do you like buttered rice? Do people know? Look, I am not a white rice fan. I'm just not. I think white rice is boring as all dog poop, right? But growing up, we used to eat, when we were really poor, we used to eat white rice and put artificial butter, because it was cheaper than the real butter, and pepper on it. And that's what we would eat. So does anybody, this is going into a food conversation now. So does anybody actually like butter on their rice? Tim says, I don't eat rice either. Yeah, we ate rice because we made fried rice, but I don't like white rice. I'm just not a big fan of it. Now, I did learn from a Chinese cook the way to make really good white rice is by putting a cup of soy sauce in it so it no longer is white rice. There you go. There you go. We did get a little bit of exciting gossip from the Philippines. If Dennis is still around, Dennis likes the gossip hour. We do get some feedback from the Philippines. We bought some clothes to ship to the Philippines the other day, or to take with us when we go back next year, whichever. I don't know how we're going to take all these suitcases full of stuff we're taking to the Philippines next year, but apparently we will. And but we did get some gossip out of the Philippines. What else? Nothing too exciting. It's the end of the month, right? Almost the end of the month. August is right around the corner. August is traditionally the hottest month of the year around here. So I don't know what we're going to do. What are you guys going to do? Patrick is eating his Whoppers. Patrick, how's that Whopper tasting? I am trying really hard to not eat too unhealthy. Did you see that America is hanging out in the Philippines right now? Marco Rubio was, I don't know if he's still there, but he was over there in the Philippines. In August, you're going to go chasing wild, wild women. Well, I heard they still have wild, wild women in the Philippines. I did. I heard that. I heard they're fast, so it might be a little challenging for you to catch. Patrick says, yippers. So what do you guys think about Marco Rubio being in the Philippines? You think it's good for the Philippines, good for America? Doesn't really matter. What do we think? What? Keith says, in August, I am going on vacation for 9 months. How do you go on vacation for 9 months? Are you pregnant? How do you go on vacation? That's right, Patrick. Tim says, you know, you forgot his chocolate shake. And he's not going to forget that, Patrick. Who? Mark Rubio, one of members of Trump's team, one of the political leaders of the country. He's, I do believe, the Secretary of State, Secretary of War, Secretary of everything. No, that's the other guy's war. But Rubio is Secretary of the State. How do you go on vacation? I understand you got to pay for it. But wouldn't that be like quitting your job and then coming back and getting another one 9 months later? I mean, most people don't just take a vacation for 9 months. You quit a job and come back, unless you never have a real job. Maybe you work part-time. You know, there are some people that I know that work like 5 months out of the year and they take 7 months off. But they do part-time work. They get no benefits. You know, it's not like a real job. They do that. So I get that you got to pay for it. And where are you going on vacation? You need to run that by us, Keith. So everybody here will be able to approve you taking 9 months off. Look at us as your HR department. We are your HR department, Keith. We need to know, one, what's your plan for all your duties while you're gone. Two, we need it in writing that you're going to be going on vacation. All right. So Keith says, no. What I meant to say is I'm going on vacation with my dad because my family split, and I'm going to Alabama with my dad because he's going to live there. Gotcha. Ooh, that girl's fast. She just walked around the block again. All right, that we accept. We can accept that. Alabama, we know it well. You'll have fun in Alabama. You'll have fun. Alabama's a good place. A lot of good food. A lot of nice people in Alabama. You know, they're pretty chill in Alabama. They really are. They really are. Alabama's not a bad place to go. Patrick says, all right, I get it, you know. Pat says he likes Alabama. Everybody likes Alabama, except for Georgia. Georgia, ooh, sweet Georgia on my mind. No, Alabama's all right. It is. It's affordable. It's a happy place for the most place. As long as you stay out of the big cities, it's a very happy place. I could think of better places of vacationing. I think what he really meant was he's going to go to temporarily live in Alabama. And I could think of better places to vacation than Alabama myself. Many thousands of places better than Alabama. But if you don't have a choice in it, it's not bad. We go to Alabama quite a bit, down to the Gulf of America. We go hang out at the Gulf of America quite a bit. We do it. And we do it in Alabama because it's only a 9-hour drive from us. Never been to Alabama, but I sure would like to go there someday. Patrick says, I've been to Alabama and Arkansas. Which is the better state, Pat? I think it's all about how you are in your destination. We're going to go to Jamaica, the Bahamas, and the Cayman Islands in October. We've been to Aruba. Pat, are you tired tonight? I am. I'm a little tired. Do I look tired? I feel like I'm a little tired. I got up early. My dog woke me up early, wanting to eat food, of course, because that's all my dog does. Wakes up, eats, and goes back to bed. So I got up early, fed the dog. I did a live stream early this morning. Then I got excited. I did some research. I found some information out that kind of got me going all day long, trying to figure out how to make a little bit of money, and I've been working on that all day, which, has caused me to be a little computer fatigued. And I said, yeah, I'm a little tired, but I'm good, man. My eyes look tired. I can't see them because without my glasses on, I can't see my own eyeballs. But I can't really see my eyeballs through my glasses either. There you go. I'm a little tired. You get wore out. The older we get, the more health issues we get, it's easy to get wore out, And there's a lot of things I would like to do that I can't do, which is also very wearing. But today I spent a lot of time working on projects on the internet, not associated with YouTube, but I'm trying to go down some new paths to buy Lorelei a house is what I'm trying to do. So I think I found some new revenue avenues and I'm working on. So I did a lot of that today. I need to do more tomorrow, but I am going to, try not to do as much. Patrick is laughing at me for my tired eyes. Is that what you're doing, Patrick? No, Patrick wouldn't laugh at anybody. Patrick's a good guy. Patrick, how's the dating world? Didn't you get introduced to a new girl here recently? Is Stink Bug in the background or did he run off? No, Tim, I didn't. I got distracted. Today it was on my to-do list. And so it got moved to tomorrow's to-do list. Because I got involved in this other thing and I went, wow, maybe I could do this to try to drive some revenue for Lorelei's house. And I got kind of engrossed in it and I skipped everything else. But it's on my tomorrow's to-do list. I got to get it done this week. But I do. I need to call the cruise ship and say, look, I just want to clarify everything. One, that the scooter, you guys have my scooter checked in. What room we're in. I just want to verify all this new rules and drama bullshit that a lot of YouTubers are spitting out on the internet. There's so much garbage about everything on the internet, including my channel. That you don't know. It's kind of like the fake media. You don't know what is real and what is not. And I watch a lot of YouTube channels looking for information, like about the housing market in Florida. I don't know what's true and what's not. The cruise industry is the same way. I don't know what's true and what's not anymore. Yes, I'm chatting the Filipina, not sure if she's honest. We video call time to time. All right, nice. Nice. She's going to give you a call tomorrow. Nice. Well, stay away from the girl from Brazil or wherever it was, Patrick. That's what it was. Don't go after the Brazilian girl. Stay away from that one. That's all I was going to say. Tomorrow, the to-do list that should have been done a week ago. How did you know, Tim? It's so true, Tim. When you have a brain like mine that easily forgets and it doesn't know where it's going half the time, the to-do list keeps getting longer and longer and things don't get scratched off. Sometimes we don't get things completed the way they're supposed to. I agree. But I'm going to try. I'm going to keep trying. We got time. That's part of the problem is, I know we got time, but we got to get some things done. We do. I just want to reassure myself because we spend a lot of money on the cruise. It's all paid for. I just don't want to make a mistake, show up in Miami and get denied boarding because white hats are no longer allowed on a cruise ship. But it'll be all right. I got faith. I got faith in my fellow man or woman or dog. I got more faith in the dog. Where is my dog? I don't know where my dog is. So that's my advice on that. But you guys all should take a cruise. I highly encourage you to take a cruise. If you want a Filipino woman, go to a cruise. They're everywhere. They're nice. They're happy. Go, Pat, go. Yeah, Pat's working on it. He is. Dennis, he's working on it. Dennis, are you chatting up any Filipinas lately? Oh, I did complete that. Still waiting to see you complete the ship in the bottle. I did. I guess you missed that. It's in store. I did a couple months and months ago. I put it in a box and it's out in the garage somewhere because once it's done, it's done. Like, who gives a rat's ass? And it wasn't done beautifully to show off, like, something cool because I suck at it. But I completed it. It's just in a box in the garage. Did you, Dennis, check out the Brazilian channel? Patrick says, I'm a working on it, Dennis. No Brazilian too far. Enough in Mexico and Colombia. Yes, and Dennis is doing this the smart way. He's using logic. Logic. If you don't have to fly across the world to get a hot senorita, whether it's a Filipina, or then why would you, right? I know a lot of people like Filipinas just because they're Filipinos, and I'm going to do a video about why people like Filipinas. I finally figured it out a couple weeks ago. But I think Dennis is actually pretty smart by he's going, look, it's not all about just the Filipina. It's about the personality and the people and how they look. It's more important about how they look. And Filipinos are beautiful, but Colombian women are really hot, and Mexico women are really hot, and they only live right down the road from us. Now, there you go. The one Brazilian channel you showed me, I don't know, Patrick. I'm sure they're fine people, but I personally didn't find her all that interesting. I'm just saying. I've seen too many others on the internet that didn't scare me. I know that's horrible. Horrible to me. Very horrible to me, Pat. She looked a little rough around the edges. So, but, look. Oh, Patrick, no, we were talking the other day about Patrick. Patrick, what's the channel from Australia? Summer Panay? Is that her name, Summer Panay? She was supposed to be hooking you up with some of her friends, remember, in Australia? That's what I meant. Has she made contact with you? I think her name is Summer Panay, right? I thought she was going to hook up, with you a little bit. Dennis says, Mexico, birthday is 4.5 hour flight. A 1 hour time change. Colombia is 12 hours with a stop. 1 hour time change. See, that's not horrible. Who has better food, Colombia or Mexico? Yes, not yet, brother. Okay, well, when you see her again, you have to ask her. If I see her, I'll ask her. Tim says, if you want a Filipina, just go to the big international airport in your area. They're really not in our airport, but if you go to Los Angeles, they're all over LA County. The airport's there at San Francisco and LAX. Let's see. The Phil drawback is a 14-hour time change and a 22-hour flight at the shortest. You're lucky to get a 22-hour flight, right? Because usually they're more 26, 28, 34 hours. So if you can pull off a 22-hour flight, that's really, really good. And you paid out the nose for it. But Dennis, let me ask you this question. This is a serious question. When it comes to the open wallet syndrome, is there a difference between Filipinas, Mexican girls, and Colombian girls? Or is it all the same? What's your opinion about the wallet situation? I am the West young man, closer to the Philippines. All right, I got you. Okay, Dennis, I see. You're right. You're probably a few hours closer than we are. You're right. So I get you, young. Yes, I get it. Yes. Go West, young man. Yeah, so it would be shorter for you, I guess. All right. Tim says my flight to Vancouver was 24 hours. Woohoo! That's one thing I'm not looking forward to. Lorelai, was talking about going back to the Philippines next year. I am not looking forward to that flight to the Philippines. And then we're going to go to Singapore during the trip. We're going to go to the Philippines for maybe 10 days to 14 days. And we're going to Singapore for the rest of the trip, 10 days or so. Excuse me, for 2 hours. Woo. What about the wallet situation? Approximately. All right. Who's more interested in the wallet? Is it all the same? Or is there one group that is more influenced by the wallet? And is it okay for them to be influenced by the wallet? We're influenced by their big boobs and their smiles. So is it okay for them to be influenced by our wallet? Should rich, ugly men be able to date beautiful women just because they're rich? Or should all rich men to date beautiful women have to be good looking also? Mexicans the least, really? That's I don't know why that's surprising to me, to be honest. I don't know why that's surprising, but that's surprising. But I don't know why. I have no preconceived notions. To Ms. Dennis, it can take 2 hours for the security and immigration. Yes. Hell, it takes 2 hours just to get on the plane here at my domestic airport, my international airport here. Just to go from point A to point B is 2 hour wait, a 2 hour trip. Just to get to the freaking hole, get to the, what do you call that, the terminal. Actually, mine's really small, so it only takes about 45 minutes. But the bigger ones takes a lot longer. That's the problem we're going to have in October when we go on our cruise to Miami. They changed our flight already. We were coming back about 9 p.m. When we get back from Miami. We were coming back about 9 p.m. They changed our flight. Now we're coming in at 12:45 a.m. or p.m., 12:45 p.m. So now we don't know who we're going to get to bring us home. And I got to double check to see if I can even get an Uber in the middle of the night at our little bitty rinky dinky airport, because our airport only has 2 terminals. So I don't know if we'll have any Ubers available. So we got to figure out how we're going to get home from our home airport. Unless somebody wants to volunteer to drive over and pick us up. We have people willing to volunteer to get us out of the state and say, hey, we'll take you, man. We'll drop you off like that. They don't see white guys as such a big prize like the Philippines. Okay, I get that. I can see that. Philippines is like a bag of horror on Walking Street. On Walking and Talking Wallet. Oh my God. Ah. You know, Dennis, I came up with something the other night. I don't know if you were on the live stream, but I came up with a digital version of Walking Street. So we all know what Walking Street in the Philippines is, right? The red light district somewhere. So we were all talking about the girls on YouTube that are hustling all the guys, getting super chats, showing off their skin a little bit, maybe their legs, trying to get them to do memberships and come behind the scenes and all that. Well, it dawned on me when we were talking about this the other day that that's the digital version of Walking Street, right? It's the digital, the new internet has made a digital version of Walking Street. And that's what a lot of these girl channels are. Dennis, I wear my badge of honor proudly. Yes. Yes, Tim, we like that, Tim. Keith is back in the house. Well, the funny thing is, I tell you, in December of this year, my church is doing a mission trip to Mexico. So I will be looking for sexy women in Mexico while everybody else is acting like they're praying to God. I am thinking about going, but it's far and I have never been to Mexico. I would encourage, on a serious note, not just because it's Mexico. If you get, I'm going to tell you this, whether you're religious or not, whether you buy into it or not, the smartest thing you can do if you get an opportunity to travel anywhere is to take it. You can never go wrong by traveling. So take the opportunity, go travel, right? Go do it. One, the food might be great. You'll have a good time. You have a lot of fun. Maybe some girl will flirt with you and make you feel good. Welcome back, Keith says. Patrick says, welcome back, Keith, but I didn't get you a Whopper. So go. Don't pass up an opportunity to travel. Do not do that. You will regret it when you're 900 years old. Mexico and Colombia are amazing. I like South America. I like them. I like everywhere. I loved Aruba, But then again, Aruba has a lot of white people in it, so what do I know? But I don't know. I like it. I like traveling. I love to travel. Yeah, Venezuela has greatness in it, but Dennis is right. Right now, you need to stand clear of it. Yet still, it's unstable at the moment. How's Panama these days, Dennis? You know, with us taking back the canal and everything else, how's Panama? Because Panama is usually a very safe country for Americans to go to. I don't know about Honduras. We've been to Honduras. I didn't really enjoy Honduras, but I kind of found it a little bit like the Philippines. Yeah, it's always safe. It is. It's always safe. Tim says, I know one blogger that started her channel, was monetized, and got her first check in less than a month. Oh my goodness. What was her strategy? What was her content strategy? I don't care what her topic was. I know she was probably a good-looking girl. I don't care how great your topic is, your subject matter is, your adventure is. If you don't look good, you're not going to get very far. And that's not a knock on women or society. It's just a reality. You know, Lorelai and I were talking. Here's something interesting. Lorelai has, and I got to be careful because of the internet, but I explained today because Lorelai said that one of her friends, who was not a white person, said, hey, I find it they were anticipating that people of their own color would be the only people interested in them. And Lorelai didn't understand that. She's like, well, why would you think only people of your color would want to date you? She's like, well, and Lorelai didn't understand. So she came home today and said, hey, my friend said that the people at the corporate office, she thought the men, because she's new there, who were like her, would be coming to chat her up, but they haven't done it yet because they're of the same color. And Lorelai didn't understand that. But I told Lorelai, I said, no. You got to understand that nature's this way. It's human nature for people to flock together on what people that look good and look like them. That's just the way it is. Talk like them, walk like them, walk like them. Very common. Oh, Filipina P, yeah. She got really lucky. She hit the $1 million ticket. She did very well. She got lucky, got some topics. YouTube liked her. Pushed her out. She did a good job. She does a good job with her channel. I thought she was getting married to an American last year because she was in America for a while. But I don't know. I don't keep up with her, to be honest. Her content is not something I'm interested in. But I know she was in America for a while, and I don't know if they didn't do the marriage thing or what happened there. But she's been very successful without showing her boobs, which is a gigantic credit to herself. She's the 1 in 100,000 that is, yeah, I agree, that has gotten lucky and successful without flopping the skin around. I agree. But then again, as we all talked about time and time again, I don't have a problem with girls flaunting themselves on the internet to make money. I don't have a problem with it. As I've said thousands of times, I would do it, so I don't have a problem with it. Especially if men know what they're getting into. Now the problem comes in when men are stupid enough, but that's their own fault, to think that this girl on a live stream really likes them. That they're chatting with them in private and sending them pictures and doing video phone calls and stuff. And you keep sending them super chats and money and through PayPal. And you really think this guy, the guy is stupid enough to think that this girl is the only girl for him. And you're the only guy that she's talking to and all of that crap, right? You're dumb as a rock if you believe that. Dennis is correct. She's very articulate in her speech. And she knows what men want to hear. So, and that's her target audience is men. She's been able to use the right words to catch a man's eye and go, oh, well, I want that, or I need to know about that. Dennis, you're very correct, but she is very articulate in her speech. And I think she's probably had some education and training to help her understand how to do public speaking and how to drive a boat from point A to point B. Because as I talk about in my morning stuff, business practices, public speaking, we want to be able to go from A to Z and be able to get there on track without running off into the ditch too much. And I think she has that ability. Patrick says, right on, man. I agree, brother. Woo-wee. So yes, Patrick agrees with me, and he ate his Whopper and didn't share it with us. Just everybody remember what Patrick did. I do feel sorry, our good friend now, Stinkbug, has had a little bit of an issue. He's a great guy, though. I told him, don't worry about it. Just keep moving on and keep hunting and pecking, and you'll find somebody. Same thing with Patrick. Same thing with everybody else that I talk to. If it's not working, it's not working. It's okay. You just keep moving on and keep grooving. Keep going and going and going. And the right things will fall into place if that's what you truly want to happen. But the big secret is, if you get a fish that you can live with, you keep that fish. Don't throw the fish back, in hopes of getting a better fish that you might be able to live with. Because it may be years before you get another fish that you can live with, that's satisfactory. So when you find a fish that is satisfactory, keep the damn fish. Patrick, Dennis says, I have a good Filipina gal for you. Woohoo! Outstanding. Did you hear that, Patrick? And you didn't even get Dennis a damn Whopper. You forgot Tim's chocolate shake or malt. You didn't give me my Whopper, but here Dennis is trying to be nice to you, Patrick. Tell us about this young lady, or old lady in this case. Who's that, Dennis? Patrick says, yes, I admit, I got nobody food. I am ashamed of myself. No, I'm ashamed. At this point in time, I was telling somebody the other day, we really don't know any single Filipinas. But then again, we haven't looked around. We haven't met any new people in the Philippines. And, we got friends in the Philippines, and we're not going deep into, the friends of Lorelei's. They all have friends. But we're not befriending everybody that we run into in the Philippines. We're just not doing that. She works in Davao, lives in Cebu. Lives in C. Okay, Dennis, a home in Cebu land. Excelente. Dennis says, I'm in. Patrick says, sign me up, buddy. Sign me up. Sign me up, Buttercup. Stinkbug says, be aware of the single Filipinas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got to worry about them Filipinas. Well, the sad thing is you do got to be worried about them, but those are the only ones that we want, right, are the single ones. Nobody wants a married one. What you really need to watch for is the ones that say they're single, but they're actually secretly married. My wife has several friends that got married young. The guy abandoned them. Now they have a live-in partner, but they can never get married to them because they've already pre-married. Dennis says, Patrick, she is vetted. Tim says, hi, everybody. But there's a lot of really, if you're looking for a wife, Stinkbug Dennis, I have been there. He can tell you, yes, Stinkbug has experience with everything that we all have had experience with. Except for me, because I am blessed and lucky. But don't give up, Stinkbug, my friend. Don't give up. Just move on. Remember, just move on. If you get the fish in and you go, just get rid of the damn fish. If the fish has worms, don't keep the fish, right? Just throw it out and get another one. And as we told you the other night, all you got to do to get a girlfriend in the Philippines is show up. Walk on the ground. Dennis, she went through AC interrogation. So Dennis knows her pretty well, Patrick. Patrick says, hey, message me. Let me know. Give me her. Tell me how. Move on. Find another Filipina. Patrick recommends. If they're not working, they're not working. If you can't trust them, don't trust them. This is one thing I really believe, and this is not only about Filipinas, but this is about every woman or man in the world. If they break your trust once, I promise you they're going to do it again. If they lie to you once, they're going to lie to you again. There is no I'm lying to you for your benefit type of bullshit. Dennis is an old timer at this. He's been there many times, not his first, second, third, or fourth rodeo. True, I agree. Patrick says he likes to agree with me because I'm handsome and charming. So Stinkbug, what are you at right now? Oh my God, what is that? Oh, where are you at in your head right now about your next fishing expedition? Do you have one planned? How are you going to approach it differently? What I tell people, to be honest, what did we learn from our failed experience? Let's break it down and figure out how we can try to avoid those same pitfalls. And dating, relationships, long distance relationships like these are all that away. We've given a bunch of advice about, like Dennis is recommending somebody he personally knows to Patrick. That's kind of where you want to go in the world. If you can get a personal recommendation from somebody, and I don't want people setting people up. I want people connecting people. Like, it's what we do. If I know somebody and say, look, here's her first Facebook page. Here's his. You guys go figure it out. I'm not your middleman. Beautiful women in the Philippines is like a jeepney. Another one will be along in 10 minutes. And it's taking that long these days? I thought a jeepney came around about every 5 minutes. Dennis, do you have her WhatsApp, Pat? Oh, Dennis is asking if Pat has WhatsApp. Pat does have WhatsApp. Whatever it's called, he does. I know he does. Yes, Tim. Tim is right. It's like Jollibee. Just wait in line at Jollibee. If you don't get that piece of fried chicken, you'll get the next piece of fried chicken. It's all right. But you got to know what's important to you, what you want, you got to be willing to settle. Here's the thing. But you don't want to settle for dishonesty, deceit. You know, now look, I tell people all the time, because I get a lot of questions from people, believe it or not. You know, it's okay to marry a bar girl. It's okay to marry a whore. If you're going to go out and meet a whore, you're meeting a streetwalker, a girl, whatever, a hooker, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they're called these days. You know, but if you go out and you're dating a hooker and you want to marry her, well, that's okay, because now you know what she is. As long as you know what the person is and you're willing to accept them for who they are, no issues. But don't complain in 2 years when they won't quit hooking, right? If you marry a guy who likes to go fishing all the time, you can't get pissed off in 2 years when he goes fishing all the time. Pat, I can send it to Dennis, so don't put it on here, Dennis. Sorry, Pat. Yeah, I can send it over. Yes. Yes. I will be in the background for a while. All right. Be in the background for a while. We appreciate that. So I think it's perfectly okay. Just be aware of who you're, be aware of that. And if it's okay with you, if you like dating a chick who's a porn star, hey, more power to you. But don't get pissed, because that's what she does when she does it. So, and that's kind of where I go with this internet, this digital walking street. If they're not willing to give up, if it's a deal breaker for you, and if they're not willing to give up their digital walking street, well, then they're not worth having. You got to move on. That's just my thoughts. I don't know. I want to drink another one of those, but I want to drink. So, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. If you want somebody who's a Catholic girl, well, then you got to date in the Catholic lake. You got to go fishing in the Catholic lake. If being Catholic is really important to you, then why are you dating somebody who's not Catholic that expect them to be Catholic? Same thing. But Stinkbug, I got faith in you, brother. I know you can do it. I think you would be very happy with your life, and I think there's a lot of Filipinas in the province, in the Philippines, that would love your way of life. There are so many Filipinas in the province that would just absolutely be ecstatic to live the way that you live. They just would. So avoid the city girls. A city girl is not going to be happy on your 330 acres of land. They're not going to be happy. At least that's what I think. What does anybody else think? Woo-wee. So let's see if I can do that. Let me get over to Messenger while we're chatting, and I'll see if I can't find Patrick and copy his stuff to Dennis. How do you do that? I got to figure out how to share. Video call. Let me see how I can do this. I'm trying to figure this out. I got to figure out how to get him your number. Most sales positions and retail still pay only 6,000 to 8,000 K per month, and food, etc., is going up. It is. It's a tough life. Look, you know, Patrick, I didn't mean to try to call you. I'll figure out how to get you to Dennis. So, you want some Filipina gossip? I got a little gossip for you. All right. So here's a situation in the Philippines that we're dealing with, my wife's dealing with. David doesn't care. So we got a Filipina who has 2 kids. She's pretty much separated from her husband. She's decided to go live back on her home island where her mother lives, right? And her sister lives, and her sister has 3 kids. But the sister is an OFW in somewhere like Kuwait or wherever. She's an OFW. But the younger sister with the 2 kids had moved in there, but her husband is sending her money, and we send money, and she also has a brother who is paying for her to go back to college at this late age. The older sister and the mother has been running a canteen for the last few years for Mama. Mama's been running this canteen. The older sister from Kuwait is sending money home to Mama. Mama is supposed to be taking care of the Kuwait girls' 3 children. All right. So drama comes in. The girl with 2 kids, well, she wants to make some money too. So she's bought an investment of soda pop, let's say, or beer. I don't know. One of them. She bought one item, but a lot of it, and is selling it. So, but Mama said, hey, daughter with 2 kids, you need to give me like 20,000 pesos to buy into my cantina. Even though you're going to go out and buy your own soda, but pretty much just to sell it, you got to go and give me this amount of money, and you can join my cantina, and we'll split the profits. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a very good deal. You're buying into a cantina, and then you got to split your profits? I would tell Mama to go kiss my happy ass. Yes, Dennis, they work 6 days a week. They do. So, now, because Lorelai was telling me all of this, and she didn't understand the perspective I took upon this. So that little bit's going on because Lorelai was thinking about helping her friend build a cantina, right? Going to give some money to build this cantina. But when she started figuring out that Mama seems to be running kind of a hustle and not being fair, and there's nothing documentation-wise, there's no record keeping, there's no anything to track the money. So Lorelai basically said, no, we're not going to do that. But that's one part of the drama. Now, the sister who lives in Kuwait with the 3 children living in the Philippines has decided that since sister with 2 kids have moved there, that she is no longer sending money from Kuwait to the Philippines to look after the 3 kids, or basically sending mama money to run her canteen, and mama's feeding the kids out of the canteen. And mama's supposed to be making extra money. Because supposedly the money that the Kuwait girl is sending to the Philippines isn't really enough to support the 3 kids, but Lorelai told me how much it was. We did the math and went, holy shit, that's a good check of money in the Philippines. So now the sister in Kuwait isn't sending any money home. And they're all mad about it. And I told Lorelai, my wife, I said, hey, you need to look at this from that girl in Kuwait's perspective. So for years, she's been sending money home to mama to run a cantina, and maybe mama's skimming a lot of money off the top to take care of her 3 kids while she's living as an OFW. Now, sister number 2, younger sister, comes along, moves in, brings her 2 kids. Her 2 kids are in private school because between the money we send and the money her husband sends, she has enough money to take care of her 2 kids and put them in private school. And then the brother came along and said, hey, would you like to go to college? I'll pay you for it. So, sister in Kuwait is probably looking at this situation as, wait a minute, why would I send money home now? Because the other sister's there living off of my earnings. So, she's eating my food out of my cantina, and so it was a partnership between the mama and the Kuwait girl, right? So, the Kuwait girl is now under the impression that the other sister is sucking off her money and her cantina and all this other crap. And I told Lorelai, I said that I can understand the girl in Kuwait. I would be pissed off if that happened to me. If all of a sudden my brother moved in and I had no clue that and part of the problem is they haven't told the sister in Kuwait how the other sister is making a living. They haven't, well, they do know that the brother, what the girl in Kuwait knows is this. She knows the brother is sending her to college, and she knows the 2 girls are in private school. Her own 3 kids are not in private school in the Philippines. The girl with the 2 private school kids, are living at the house that she's been paying for all these years. That's what she knows, and that's what I asked Lorelai about. I said, so, the girl in Kuwait, that's what she knows. What she doesn't know is that the husband is supporting her. We support the private school stuff. And the brother offered to pay for her to go to college. And she's hustling some of her own money, flipping soda to make a profit outside the school. The sister in Kuwait doesn't know that. So I told Lorelai, I said, what they need to do is tell sister in Kuwait what's going on. And they're like, well, but the sister in Kuwait has ghosted them. And I said, yeah, because for months now, she feels like she's been taken advantage of. She's been ripped off. She's been hustled. She's been scammed. So now she doesn't want to talk to anybody. They should have said up front, here's how this is. Sister number 2 is coming here. Here's how she's going to pay her bills. Since sister number 1 in Kuwait has been paying the bills for mama. Been supporting mama and mama's dream of having a cantina where she can sit outside and gossip with the other ladies all damn day, drinking coffee and eating donuts. Oh, my God. So they're all up in arms. Everybody's up in arms. Lorelai's not going to get involved in business. So that's great because you're not going to, no way in hell. And so why don't they just send her a message? Be adult and say, Kuwait sister, I want you to understand that the other sister's husband, who lives on another island and has a full-time job, is sending money in to support her. She has a friend in America who's paying for the schooling. She's also taking some of her money and flipping soda and making additional profit. That's how she's paying for her own living here at the house. The only thing she gets for free is is the house, lodging. Oh my God. Most of the OFW women that works in money home to husband support his girly friend. That is correct. Dennis, the drama, we know, okay, I'm going to give you some more gossip, Dennis, because I know how much you enjoy the gossip. We know another female who apparently was over in America for a temporary contract of 3 years, who apparently made a friend here in America. Now, we don't know if the friend has been inside of said Filipina, or if the said Filipina is basically just hustling this old man for free shit. Don't know, but we don't know the details of that, if you know what I mean. But before the Filipina just had to go home, she told her husband to get out. You're no longer wanted. Get out of my house. You worthless piece of garbage. I don't need you anymore. Because while she was over in the United States, she needed said husband to babysit all the kids. But now that she's going to be in the Philippines, she doesn't need said husband to babysit the kids anymore. So she wanted him to go bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Now, the only problem is, said Filipina can't drive, but the husband can drive. So if she kicks her said Filipina husband out of the house, who's going to drive and take everybody where they got to go? Now, said Filipina also has no interest. They're apparently going to be getting a job anytime soon, because one of the children got a job, and that child is apparently going to pay all the bills for the house. Where the relationship is, I don't know. Apparently, said Filipina is still yakking and talking and promising or thinking that she's going to come back to the United States and be with said American. Not understanding how difficult it is for a Filipina to get into America. She can't get married to the guy because she's already married in the Philippines. She can't get a divorce in the Philippines, as we all know. So, said Filipina still has it in her mind that somehow she's going to magically appear, show up in America, and live the American dream with apparently some old guy in a wheelchair or something, I don't know. There you have it. The days of our lives. And I know you know which Filipina I am talking about, Dennis. Why do all the drama, you know? Why not think ahead of things, right? Why not think things through? I don't understand why people don't think things through. The girl's not coming back to the United States. She's not a legal citizen at all. She was a temporary worker for 3 years. She didn't get her contract extended. She has to wait 2 years and work full-time to be eligible to reapply to get another temporary work visa to come to America. You got to be active duty, so to speak, in order to qualify for the visa. You can't just sit on your ass for 2 years and go, okay, now I'm going to reapply and come to America and do this. You can't do it. You got to be active duty, so to speak. Why do they make it so hard? That I don't know. Why do people make it so hard? I don't understand that part. Why do... I don't know. I don't know why some people... How to explain? How do people get such of a gigantic ego that they think that they can change the laws of physics? For instance, and I know this isn't physics, but how do they think that they can change the entire international law system to get what they want? How do they think they're going to get a divorce from a husband they married in the Philippines? How do they think they're going to get their happy ass back into a country that has extremely tight borders and regulations at the current moment? How? What is between your legs is not going to move heaven and earth. And you definitely don't have the brains to do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this situation to start with. Well, I think she has. I think she's I don't know, Dennis. I believe that in order to bully the husband, here's how I see it, Dennis. I think she likes to bully her husband because she makes the money in the family and the husband has to take care of all the thousands of kids and do all the running around. So he doesn't have a job. So I think to humiliate him and to bully him, she has told him about her friend in America that buys her things or that gives her things or does things for her. Now, I don't know if she's saying that, hey, we've been doing the nasty and the booty, scooty booty. I don't know if they've done that. I don't know. I don't want to know because it's disgusting. But they apparently seem to have a very developed relationship. Now, what's going on in the Philippines between the American and the Filipina, I don't know. But apparently she has used this as a method to bully the husband by saying, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to go downstairs and hang out with my friend and my American friend who wants me to marry him. You know, she's not hot. She's not hot at all. She's not hot. So, correct, Dennis. So, apparently she's used this as a method to bully her husband, to get him to comply. Because as we all know, a lot of the people in the Philippines think, remember we told this story, that every American man wants a Filipino woman. That's why when Filipinos show up to America and they walk around in public and nobody gives a rat's ass, they're shocked that people aren't drooling at their feet because they're from the Philippines. They're under the impression that every American man wants what's between their legs, that they're God's gift to men in America. When they get here and they realize that's not the case, it's a different story. But the husband doesn't know that. The husband doesn't know reality. Well, I think the guy is desperate because it doesn't sound like, from what I picked up, because that he is fully functioning. I guess there's something wrong with him. You know, maybe he's an older guy. Maybe he has like diabetes or something, or, you know, I don't know. But it doesn't seem like he's a young, high-functioning individual. But yet, he's an American and he gets a Social Security check. So, I think he probably is desperate. You know, and desperate men, if they can flirt with the girl and the girl will flirt back with them, they think they won the lottery. Hey, yay, finally I got somebody. Yay, me, you know, right? So I think that's the situation. Now, what's going to be happening when he's here and she's there, because he can't go, I don't think he can go to the Philippines. And if he could go to the Philippines, where he's going to go? Is he going to go and stay at their house with all the children and the husband? What? You know, or is she just being a user, taking advantage of a disabled American to get what she can get while she's in America, and then using it to manipulate her husband in the Philippines? That's what I think is going on. I believe she's playing along with this American, dragging him along, taking advantage of him, because I guess he buys her a lot of DoorDash? Is that what you call the food that's delivered to you? DoorDash? So I guess when she's hungry, she tells him and he orders DoorDash for her. She will leave her kids. Oh, she would leave them in a heartbeat. She would. She would leave her kids in a heartbeat. Tim says the Philippines is like taking an acid tablet absorbs 99% of reality. I like that, Tim. That's pretty good. Oh, yes. I like that. I haven't seen it. Yeah. Think so. Needs to buy her a gym membership. Yes, she needs a gym membership. My wife needs one too, by the way. But I digress. But I think that's the game. The game is, I'm going to manipulate this old guy on Social Security. You know, maybe I got to blow him a little bit. I got to do a load of this, got to do a load of that. He's going to buy me gifts and send me food. And maybe even while I'm in the Philippines, I can drag him along, string him along, and get him to send me money every month, because I'm not going to work in the Philippines anymore. I'm going to sit on my ass and do nothing because I deserve it. But if I can get this old guy in America who thinks he's going to get to marry me to send me $300 or $400 a month, well, by God, I don't. That's my salary. I'm good. If I get some guy to send me $400 or $500 a month, man, I'm golden in the Philippines. Patrick says, good one, Tim. Yes, Dennis. She would. Oh, she would. She would. She'd live them in a heartbeat. All she does now is boss them around and bully them. She wants, her children are designed to serve her needs. I've known this. I've seen it. I get it. She would do it in a heartbeat. In a effing heartbeat before you can count. Yeah. No qualms. No qualms at all. She would pack a bag, hit the next plane, and go out. Boom. And then she would call them and harass them from time to time and tell them how to behave, what they should be doing, all of that. Because that's what she's done for the last 3 years. And she's basically harassed the children and bullied them for 3 years. So, crazy, right? Pretty crazy. So that's the latest in our little strange cycle. I got another little piece before I go. It's getting late, but I'm going to tell you another little one. All right, let me tell you another story. You guys get me fired up on these rolls and I get going. I'll remember them. So we have a, let's say, gentleman Jay. I don't know what his name is, but I know a gentleman here in America who got a divorce from he's older than me, got a divorce from his wife after a weird situation, and I've talked a lot about this over the time. But he's single now. Let's say this. He's single. We introduce him to an older Filipina lady that's here as an indentured servant to her Filipino daughter and their family. She's a nice lady. She cooks really well. She's always polite to me. So he wanted to have a friend to go and have lunch and do things with after his divorce. Well, we know this older lady who's nice. So they go out for a while, and I guess things are going okay. But the lady is restricted in her mobility because she's a house servant to the American family. So it's not like she can pack up and go on a weekend trip, which is what this guy wants. This guy wants to be able to go on cruises, bus trips, go to Branson, go run around, have a good time, and enjoy his elderly life because he has the money to do so. Tim says, gym memberships are not expensive for Americans here. Less than $400 per month for any time, 400 pesos. What? Gym memberships are not expensive for Americans here. Less than $400 or pesos. Because a gym membership in America is only like $50. I get mine for free if I would ever go. Pesos, yeah, it'd have to be pesos. Wow. But anywho, so they hang out for a few months, and I'm not real happy with my male friend, how he handled some of this, but he basically went, oh, and I told him in the beginning, your problem is going to be, you like to be a traveler. You like to go and do things. This lady cannot do that because she is an indentured servitude of her family. They won't let her. She's not going to go away with you. She can't go do things. So I warned him of this. But after a while, he met another girl who could go and do some things. So he dumped the Filipina, and he was nice to the Filipina and very good to her. I'm not saying he wasn't. But he found somebody that could be more active. Well, after dating her for about a year, it's come to find out that apparently that girl only wants him for his money, and he finally figured that out. But that girl, who's not Filipina, wants him for his money, so now he's breaking off from her. Now, here's something interesting. So now, out of the blue, you gotta understand this. This Saturday, that Filipina who was dating my old friend and her daughter, who she's in indentured servitude too, they haven't been to our house since Lorelei's birthday party, and that's been quite a while. No, they didn't even come to Lorelei's birthday party. So they haven't been to our house in a long time. They used to come once in a while. But out of the blue, they messaged Lorelei and said, hey, we want to come over Saturday. We're going to bring some food and just hang out and chit-chat. And I asked Lorelai the other day, well, why out of the blue would they want to come here? You know, and she's like, I don't know. And I said, well, it's okay with me. I don't care. But I do think it's strange. I don't know if my old friend, the old guy, now that he's dumped the girl from El Salvador, who was using him for his money, who tried to convince him to buy her a new car and all this other stuff, I don't know if he's reached out to the Filipina or if they're still in touch and maybe he told her. So out of the blue, because she knows, the Filipina knows that the guy comes to our house a lot. He's here in and out for a few minutes all the time. Or maybe she somehow figured out that he's not with said other girl, money girl. And so now she's going to come over in hopes that she bumps into him here at our house so that he can go and join her some more. Tim says, that's dollars, but that includes a trainer. Wow. Dennis says, that's crazy. $400. You can live having a sexy, yeah, $400. I thought that was a lot of money too, Dennis. $400, you can have your own hooker living with you. Yeah, so maybe that's a difference. Tim is talking about that his trainer is a certified international bodybuilder, professional bodybuilder person, you know. So maybe that's the key. You got to pay for that. But I don't know if I mean, if I won the lottery, which I hope to do, I would maybe hire a trainer. But that's a lot of money, even in the Philippines, man. And if that person got 2 or 3 clients, they're making a good living in the Philippines. 4 clients, you got a pretty good living as a trainer. So, well, good. Interesting. So that's the latest gossip in our little psychotic world. So, all right. Time for me to jump off of here. I'm going to try to do a live stream in the morning, carrying on my lecture series about how do we make old business strategies into modern social media strategies. Missa is in the house. John is in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for a quick thumbs up. So we'll be live in the morning once again. Unless I'm just too tired, I won't be. But I should be live in the morning. And then we'll probably go live again Friday night at 7. So I didn't know that you were tour streaming. Yes, I do live streams at night. When I do them, I usually start at 7 o'clock. I usually do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 o'clock. And I do in the mornings, you know, roughly 9, 10 o'clock. The keyword is psychotic. I'll try. I am psychotic and I believe in that. Thank you for spelling it. Yes. Big John says, have a great evening, everybody. It was great to know everybody. Thank you for being here. Dennis, appreciate you. Tim, we appreciate you. And John, we appreciate you. See you all in the morning or Friday night. Because I got a feeling I'll have a lot to do tomorrow evening. Patrick, thank you once again for not giving me a Whopper. I really appreciate that. I will try to connect. I'll do that in a little bit when I get off of here. I'll try to send Patrick information to Dennis. I'll try to do that once I get off of here. So, take care, everybody. Good to see you. Thank you once again. If you need anything, just let me know. We will solve your problems.